Hello everyone, welcome back to No Man's Sky 2.42 normal mode. Um, I'm talking. Shh. Today on normal mode, we're going to start doing manufacturing facilities since I have this awesome gun. Awesome gun. There we go. We can do 3,166 points of damage. I don't know how long it takes to do that. If you look at your actual multi-tool, um, you can see that, like this one is +2 damage. It can be a lot better. +2, +2. So we have kind of a middle of the road scatter blaster, but it's still powerful enough to do the trick. And what we need to do is start getting our blueprints so that all this stuff that we're getting from these missions, these frigate missions, will add up. I did, by the way, buy some uh, uh, trade frigates. Boy, I couldn't remember the word for it. And it took probably another 2 hours, and I ended up doing quite a bit of traveling. And we're not in the least bit worried about these sentinels because we're going to knock this door down in, 5 or 6 shots, and we're going to run inside. So they're not going to do that much damage to us. So let's do it. The biggest problem is getting the answer right. Manufacturing facility number 1. Actually, it's not number 1. We did one right early in the game. Alright, my presence has triggered a security alert. I hear elements being drawn from the vaults below me. On screen, a clear countdown. Viking security system alert. Hengimiyiku. Enemy detection confirmed. Too light. Too Urdoi. I can hear pressurized fluids filling the pipes surrounding the terminal. The sound is rather ominous, especially when combined with the high-intensity alarms. Pick up metal debris, reduce weight, jump up and down. We were too light. We weigh less than a Viking, so I picked up some debris. I pick up a large piece of scrap metal from the floor, presumably deposited there when I blew up the door. This has the desired effect. My weight has been increased to within the non-suspicious range for a Viking warrior. The terminal grants me access. Normal operations have resumed, and I have access to the facility's main control panel. We want to learn recipes. So this is the page that we started on. And if you remember, I told you that all the things on this top row right here are things that you can make in a refiner. And all the things on the bottom row are things that you can learn how to make in your inventory, or you can buy them. So this isn't what we want. These are components and devices. What we want are valuable products. We want to be able to make stasis devices or fusion igniters, something along those lines. Now, all this stuff we learned for free. Because we did the expanding the base missions, and thermic condensate, I think, was something that I learned because I had an extra one. So what do we need to do? We need to learn how to make stasis devices. We can get all the parts for stasis devices from doing missions, from resource depots, from things of that nature. So I'm going to start by learning this stuff over here. On PC, you can learn 2 things at a time. On PS4, unfortunately, only 1 right now. I hope they fix that. The quantum processor takes circuit boards and superconductors. That's something that we can make circuit boards, and we can get superconductors from missions just like that as a superconductor. Cryogenic chambers require living glass and cryopumps. Cryopumps are a little bit more difficult to come by. It looks like we actually have one. Probably got it from a mission. Living glass is something we know how to make because the scientists taught us. So I'm going to start with quantum processors. There it is. Right, manufacturing facility number 1. Number 1 and done. I have a couple of maps. I don't know if they're going to work, but we can give it a try. It's either going to send us right back to this facility, or it's going to send us halfway across the planet, or to a supply depot, which is useless at this point. It's even a supply depot within range. Nope, it's on the other side of the planet. Alright. Let's save, because we learned a recipe. Whenever you learn a blueprint or you install tech, you want to save. Now we're going to have loud sounds. Alright, now we can choose to go either south or north. I think I was going north when I got here. And that is... That's a drop pod. We'll take advantage of that too. I was standing on top of an exploding plant when I got out of the ship. We'll just take advantage of everything we come across. Once again, this is sodium nitrate, oxygen, ionized cobalt, and antimatter. And we need cargo slots. Always, always get cargo slots with drop pods. They're the most expensive. We'll grab that. I spent a lot of nav data today, and we'll grab what's in there. What did I get? I don't know what I got. That is an operations center. Oh, it says it's a manufacturing facility. I thought that was an operations center. Alright, let's see what else we can find out here. What do we got right here? An abandoned building. We may have a hard time finding anything with that waypoint in front of us. So I'm just going to get some altitude so that I can see the ground. And if you can't see well enough because of a storm or because of clouds or whatever, you can always, as Lava Lamp does, go into camera mode and look around. I like to slow down when I'm running a scan. Oh, what do we got? Oh, that's a hollow terminus. There is a minor settlement right there. Remember to always wait for minor settlements to fully render. Boy, this place is a gold mine if you need to power up a defense shield. Look at all that. 3 white boxes. Alright, this is a B-class cabinet. And... that's right, we don't get nanite machines on this planet. We do, however, have damaged machinery. I think one time I set up, to do an episode, I set up manufacturing facilities with beacons. I did that once. And it was great. It worked out fine. It was 45 minutes long, though. And so I decided that I wouldn't do it that way anymore. We find what we find. And did I get that nav data? There we go. We find what we find and we move on. I don't like skipping over stuff like this, like minor settlements and things like that. It's not how I play normally. And to do it just to do a video doesn't make sense to me. I'm just looking for landing spots. The landing beacons, things that don't have landing beacons aren't going to help us. There's a hollow terminus. If you're not having any luck finding anything, then you definitely want to use maps. And it's going to take you a long distance. But they will lead you to something. We got another hollow terminus. You can also move over to a different ley line, they're called, by going east or west. Oh god, that looks so much like a building. That's weird. That is either a operation facility or an observatory. I've been in an operation facility today and I actually don't even remember what it looked like. Look around all these hills. I need a little bit of altitude here. We'll just keep heading for the waypoint that we are being sent to. Looking for new stuff. What is... Oh, that's that other thing. There's a transmission tower. Here we go. Transmission towers don't always lead to crash ships. And crash ships don't always mean that you can grab the ship. Sometimes there's a NPC there that needs help or wants to be a jerk. Let's see if there's nanites. Still losing my voice a little bit here, sorry. Let's see, 17 times 2 is 34, minus 1 is 33. So that's going to end in 7. There's only one that ends in 7. Oh, there's a minor settlement right on the other side of the hill. Must be a different hill. Because it's not on the other side of that hill. It's always so hard to find something like that. Those scans always send you spinning. Oh well. I'll find it later. That's why I don't hunt for multi-tools. My sense of direction is horrible sometimes. We'll just go straight down. This is also a bee cabinet. Alright. There's lots of goodies and stuff everywhere. This is pretty cool. It looks like a castle. That's awesome. Great, now I'm hitting it. These things need to crumble when you hit them. They're just made of concrete, after all. It's a hollow terminus. You can see how this would be really, really hard to do on a lush planet with oceans and or even a snowy planet with loads and loads of trees and obstructions and things. It's probably best done on a desert. I just don't happen to have a desert offhand in a Viking system. And remember, I'm only doing this in a Viking system because that's the language that I know. Is that a crashed ship I just found? No, it's just a dude that wants help. What do you want? Starship is weak, pathetic. He needs help with his ship. I'm not going to give him food. I'm just going to ask him about his ship. If you give him food, it just makes him mad. Let's see here. What do we got going on? Either dihydrogen or an antimatter. And since I don't have dihydrogen on me, I'll make an antimatter. I'll fix this whole ship. I don't know if this particularly helps your standing, but you usually get stuff from them. Whiny dude, where are you? There he is, sitting over here, being bummed out. Bye-bye. He gave us an unstable plasma. And whatever's in the box. An S-class mining beam. Thank you very much. I'll take it. And force salvage data. Cool. Alright, let's continue south. See what else we can find. Another observatory. Another transmission tower, but we haven't solved that one. So going down to this one probably won't work. At least not for me. I never get a second location. Another observatory. I am on the wrong ley line here. Getting all kinds of squirrels, but no manufacturing facilities. But we're going to get that one right there that's in front of us. When I set off the map, though, it did say Operations Center, not manufacturing facility. We're almost there. That is a hole in the ground. Very deep one by the looks of it. I thought it was a monolith. Lots of stuff identified here. I don't know if you've noticed this, but all along the ground is fungal mold, which is this biome's plant. It's a fungal planet. That's why we call it a fungal planet. That's going to be your ley line right there. whatever the biome's plant is, starbulb, gamma weed, fungal mold, etc. There's some more of it right there. If you can't find a building, but you can find that stuff, you can follow that north or south, and you will get led to buildings of some description. No guarantee what kind, though. We got going on here. That is a beacon for finding minor settlements. The funny thing is, whenever I watch back on these kinds of videos where I'm following a ley line, I always see a bunch of stuff after the fact. It is now only 3 minutes away. I don't expect a whole lot more to be in between. Maybe 1 or 2 region markers here and there. Lots of shiny stuff down there, though. The higher up in altitude you are, the faster that you move. And not just because you're closer to space, you're literally moving faster. If you look inside your cockpit, you can see your speed. If we go down to the ground here, watch the speed there is going to be 577 U's per second. We'll go up in altitude. You can see that speed now is like ridiculous. 2,000. 3,000. You can see that you are actually moving faster. That isn't necessarily realistic, but it is how the game works. Still looking at the ground to see if I see anything. We're still inside the atmosphere, so scanning still works. If there's something there to scan. But I do want to get there, and I want to get over to that ship. That crashed ship there on the left. You can go up into space and pulse down to this point, but you'll miss anything cool on the ground if you do that, so it's up to you. I got stuff on the other side of the planet flashing on the screen now. Righty. Let's see what we've got here. Just gonna let that render in. And that is an operations center, not a manufacturing facility. Let's see what we can get out of it. If anything. There's a doggo. Hi, doggo. Are you freaking out? Have I mentioned the scatter blaster is a powerful weapon? Out of our way. Goodies. No nanites? Huh? Just try not to get shot at here. We'll stay out of the doorway. Facilities production harvest is underway. I can speed up systems by boosting some of the machinery operating below me. Power report. Electromagnetic MRU. Charge Gormar. Power M. Acceptable Basco Sanha. What appears to be a power management screen is open on the terminal. I don't know. I retrieve a formula from the operation facility. I got iridesite. Good, because that's something that we need. And we have aronium on our freighter. I have magna gold and grantine on me, and so I can actually make some iridesite. Very cool. Let's go check out that crash ship location really quick. And then we will run up to the freighter really quick and make some iridesite. I think we already have some iridesite, but we can make some more now. Gonna get some altitude, and then we're gonna go there. See what we got. Hope it's something good. And just as a side note, when I bought the ship the other day, Destiny, I would like to land here so I don't have to walk. Thank you. When I bought the ship the other day, I told you that I had just seen the ship for the first time. I reviewed the first episode, and I actually did see the ship in the first episode. I just didn't have any memory of it. This is a C-23. We're going to take it for its scrap. And all I have to do that is claim the ship. You don't even have to do this part of it. You can, if you own a freighter, you can just claim it, and it will show up on your freighter. And I need a dihydrogen jelly. Oops. It does not appear as though I have any dihydrogen. There's some right there, but that's okay. Nanites. 31. And this. Yay. 4 more salvage data. This has been a good day for salvage data. Now, in order to get a ship that you've claimed onto your freighter, you actually have to move your freighter. Sometimes reloading the game doesn't do it. It's supposed to. So if you want to do it that way, that's great. I just move my freighter because I know it's going to work. Return to the technician. Quit it. I might just do that. Return to the technician. Just to get him to shut up. Right. We got a really, really good, look at the fire. We got a really, really good first blueprint for Stasis Devices. We picked up a ship that I'm going to scrap later on. And we also picked up some good stuff. Let's grab some aronium. It's in here. Somewhere. There it is. We'll just grab a little bit. And now we can make... where's the grantine? It's on the freighter. Now we can make iridesite, which is awesome. There's 5 of them. 5 of them are worth $750,000. But if you turn this iridesite into a stasis unit or a stasis device, it'll make quite a bit more than that. Several $1,000,000. All right, you guys. I want to thank you all so much for coming along. We will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow might be a surprise if I can make it work. So we'll see what happens. Thanks so much for coming along. Have a great day. It's so dark right here. See you later.